Morning everyone. Today is a beautiful Sunday morning. For the first time ever since I started making videos, like today is the first day I have realized there isn't like so much going on when I'm filming, so it's kind of quiet. Anyway, so in today's video I wanted to talk about some of the reasons why I got into photography. But before I do that, my place is a huge mess. This is my table. I've been editing all morning, so that's that. The cable's down there. Look at that bed. Look, everything is just everywhere. So let me first get this cleaned up, and then we can, this is where I was filming from. Let me first get all of this done, and then we can go on with the video. Anyway, I was organizing my room, and then I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to do like the time lapse of me making my bed, and then I thought nah, I don't want anybody to see me making my bed. And then I started fixing up one of the soft boxes that I use for my shoots, and I was like, I should have done a time lapse of that. But who is going to pull down the soft box and then redo the time lapse again for you guys? Not me. Alright guys, so I've cleaned up my desk, cleaned out my bed. Most of the stuff is in there, so I think I'm just going to take a little bit of time, and I'm going to be taking a little bit of time just to set up for the short vlog. Okay guys, so I'm done with my setup. I'm done cleaning up just a little bit. So let's get into the video. So guys, in today's video I really just wanted to talk about some of the reasons why I started photography. Those reasons have over time changed for the period of time that I've been doing it, but I didn't want to talk too much about what I've become now and the way I think about it right now. I just wanted to simply go into the video. I realized my videos can get really long, so first reason why I started photography: it was fun. I enjoyed the fact that I met a group of people who are interested in the process of making things look good in form of pictures. So back then when I started, I really was influenced by very close friends of mine, and we would wake up every morning to just go watch the sunrise and take pictures. And for me, I think then it was more about going together as a group of people rather than just going to get the best shot from that day. That was, I think, it was actually one of the reasons that I started. It was really fun just going out. Where I lived at the time, there used to be a quarry which looked really awesome. It was untouched, it was just natural. And then after we started going, now people started also coming and just really destroying the environment, so we had to kind of stop. But even now as we speak, it's no longer the same. The second reason that I got into photography was I was doing it for the gram. I know you think it's a vain reason, but hear me out. At the time, Instagram was this was about 2015. So at the time, Instagram was a really great platform for visual creators to showcase their work. And at the time, Instagram still didn't have a feature it had videos, but everything was in square. So it wasn't as popular for video creators. But for photographers, at the time, Instagram being a place where people shared photos, people went there to actually get critics, and Instagram was really a place where people went for good work. Over time that has changed, and it has become a really vain reason to do things for the gram. Instagram was the first place where I had a completely different perspective of what photography could actually be. And that being said, I wanted to post stuff that people would really like and really get appreciated for what I was doing. So at the time, the more likes, the more following you got, it meant you were doing a really great job. And the more likes and comments that you got, they were genuine comments from people actually appreciating work. That has since changed, and today we know that people are botting to get more followers, more likes, and even more comments, and it's just really not the same. But at the time, doing it for the gram was actually a thing. Or even Instagram features. Nowadays, I don't see Instagram features happen a lot. Like if you got featured, it actually, brought more followers in. The third reason I actually got into photography was, it's actually pretty vain, but I felt like it was cool. Don't get me wrong, like I totally understand if you think that's a vain reason to get into photography, but if you kind of think about it, then if you got into photography and you are like putting out really good work, you are a cool guy. Like people are like, whoa, that's Nani. I've seen his work. It's awesome. Very awesome work. Yo, Nani, your work is good. I mean, that was the reason I actually got into it. Like I wanted to feel cool for some reason. I don't know if people think I'm cool nowadays, but yeah, it was really one of the reasons I got it. I wanted to be cool, and I'm not ashamed, and I am cool. Okay, so as I was making this video, I thought it wouldn't be right to talk about the reasons why I started photography and just end it there. I think it's also important to kind of talk about what I have learned from photography over the years, and maybe some of you will relate, some of you won't relate. I really don't care, but I just felt it was important that I say this. So the first thing that I've learned from photography is that it is important to be patient with yourself. Actually, I've learned patience and perseverance. To become a better photographer or a really good photographer is that person who is able to put out better work every time they try and produce something, which is an incredibly difficult thing to achieve, because you might put out good work now, with your next project, it's a complete fail. So producing consistently awesome work is, a bit difficult. Secondly, there's the challenge of, things like gear, things like locations to shoot at, what are you going to shoot, and really the process of learning everything from the technical aspects of lighting, like understanding the exposure triangle, understanding your equipment, understanding how to set up lights, understanding how to plan for a shoot. There's so many things to learn. So one of the things that I have learned for this period of time that I've done photography is that it is important to persevere, and it is also important to be patient with yourself. The second thing that I have learned from photography really is it's how to be introspective, taking the time to really discover who I am as a person. Photography has, of course, made me interact with different types of people, people from different places, and it's taught me how to learn how to interact with people. I mean, in that time, I've made friends, I've lost them. I've learned who to trust, who not to trust, because there's times you give people stuff and then they come back with it broken and stuff like that. I've also learned a lot on finance, what is business, what is not business. There's just so many things to learn. There's still life, because pursuing this as a career also sort of like for me personally, at some point there was issues with parents, because they don't understand, what are you doing? We took you to school to do a whole degree. What is wrong with you? So there was that kind of a period. Like, it's taught me so much about myself, and it's something that I'm continuing to kind of incorporate into my life: self-reflection and self-discovery. So yeah, I think art does that to you. Once you start getting into it seriously, it sort of teaches you things about yourself that you really didn't know. And this will be the final reason, really, because I don't want to make a super long video. The third thing that I've learned from photography is really learning how to tell stories. I will not put myself in the category of the awesome storyteller, because I am still in that process. But photography has taught me how to take my time to learn how to tell someone's story. when I'm doing a shoot for a couple, really what you're doing is not really taking photographs of them, but you're trying to kind of represent their story in a visual way. So really looking for how you're going to tell that story is something that you have to put practice into. I will give you an example. Last year, there's a friend of mine who actually called me up and told me that he wanted a photo shoot. So the first thing I asked him, what exactly do you want to achieve from this photo shoot? And it was a long, it wasn't really long, but we had this discussion about his life and the way he changed over time. We hadn't seen each other since we did French a couple of years ago. But yes, it was really a story of his life, and I kind of tried to find a way to represent that story in a way that really related to his life. And I think at the very end of the day, I'm sure, I hope he's happy. I hope he's sort of satisfied with the job that we did. But I also love those images because of the story in them. As an artist, whatever kind of art you're trying to put out there, try and learn how to tell a story. Tell a story about what our country is going through right now. Tell stories about yourself. Tell stories about other people, so that everybody gets inspired and everybody's able to sort of also draw inspiration. Everybody tries to draw inspiration from you. I think so. Yeah. We just overall become better creators. So guys, that's it from me for this video. It was kind of short, but also please do take the time to go into the comments and kind of tell me the reasons why you started whatever art form that you're doing, and what are the things that you've learned from it so far. Even if it's been like 3 or 4 months, come on, just go down to the comment section, let me know. Like, I'd be interested in reading some of your stories and kind of like trying to relate them to mine, and we can have a discussion on it. So anyway guys, like I've said this before, I am very poor at ending YouTube videos, so I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.
Go bonkers, I'm on to the next one, surrounded by serpents and monsters. Trying to get my head right, then go and get my bread right. They showed up to my funeral.